The NBA trade deadline is officially less than 2 weeks away, so that's exactly what we're going to talk about here on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Allie Barefoot, and we've got 3 trade ideas that were cooked up by another outlet that I want to break down here on Chat Sports to see how we're feeling and if we could possibly make a better scenario for the Boston Celtics. But until we break all that down, I want to ask you guys to do me one quick favor. Go ahead and hit that sub button for me because the deadline is February 8th. If anything happens from now until then, or even after then, we're going to break it right here on Celtics Today. You're not going to want to miss out. Everything you need to know about the Boston Celtics, you're going to find right here. So hit that sub button for me. This name's not going to be new to some people, as we have discussed on Celtics Today before, but Cedi Osman could be a possible trade target for the Boston Celtics because Brad Stevens, the man upstairs, not that man upstairs, but the GM, has broken down that he wants some more wing depth for the Boston Celtics. And he said, look, I want to see how we can find another big wing or so that we can help us. And I think that could be from within. I also think that, continue to monitor free agency and some trades. Well, what happens if Cedi does come to the Boston Celtics? He's averaging about 7.5 points per game right now, nearly 2 assists to help out the duo of the Jays, or maybe even KP. 48% from the field, it's not too bad, but you got to think he's on the Spurs. They're not doing pretty well this year anyways. And then 37% from a three-point line, I would definitely take that from Mr. Osman, especially since when you take a look at some of the wings that the Boston Celtics have run with so far this season, Sam Hauser's probably your most reliable option here. O'Shea has definitely made a name for himself. He's been kind of the starting rotation. He's been dealing a little bit of a back strain, though. Lamar Stevenson's fee we really don't see until it's in some garbage time moments there. So if you get another veteran in here, put Cedi in there, he could possibly go in between Sam Hauser and O'Shea, or maybe above O'Shea Brissett. But I want to talk to you guys about what it would mean to bring Cedi here. And this is why I love the $6.2 million in the trade player exception from Grant Williams. You do not have to give up a single player from the Boston Celtics in order to acquire somebody like Cedi. You got $6.2 million, and you're going to give up a few draft picks here and there because, of course, the Spurs are trying to build around Wembanyama right now, so they're going to take any kind of trades that they can get. But overall, I know how you guys feel about Cedi, so I want to ask you this. Go ahead and grade this trade for me. Type A, B, C, D, or F. Anytime I don't have to give up a certain player in order to obtain somebody else, I'm going to give it either an A or a B. I think that Cedi could definitely be a very experienced wing in the Boston Celtics rotation. So overall, let's go with an A-. That's mine. Go on ahead and comment yours down below. But like I said, we've got 2 more ideas from Bleacher Report that we're going to break down here on the show. You're not going to want to miss out. But first, I do want to tell you guys about a very special promotion we have here with Fanatics. And if you want to get this shirt rocking Jason Tatum's name and his number on your back, all you guys have to do is go to chatsports.com/JTshirt. And this shirt right now is under $30 thanks to this 30% off promo. You can wear this at TD Garden. You can wear it to a bar out in Boston. You can wear it anywhere. It's super fashionable, and I love rocking Jason Tatum. So to get that 30% off, all you have to do is go to chatsports.com/JTshirt, and you can rock this at the next Boston Celtics game. The second player, Naji Marshall, of course, coming from the New Orleans Pelicans here. I really do like Naji Marshall and what he has to bring to the court. Maybe not so much on the offensive terms, but I do like the way that he plays defense. But overall, 8 points per game is not bad at all. Nearly 4 rebounds per game. I love it. 45% from the field is, it is what it is for Naji Marshall. And 39% from a three-point line. He's definitely getting better. His three-point percentage has improved over the past 4 seasons. But something that I did notice is that, of course, Jose Alvarado, we've known he's been a very scrappy player for a long time in New Orleans. But apparently when the NBA did ask the Pelicans a very simple question, who on the team talks the most shit? Well, it looked like Naji Marshall was a part of that conversation. And not so much like peckerhead kind of trash talker, but somebody that's going to push you in practice. Somebody that's going to get in your head. And I know the Boston Celtics have a big fat target on their back, so it could be a little attitude to bring into the practice facility because you guys know the Celtics roster just has so much of a good connection right now that bringing in somebody like Naji Marshall could definitely stir the pot in a good way, I think. And once again, in order to get somebody like Naji Marshall, a 2024 second-round pick and a 2027 second-round pick, he's about a $2 million player right now. So just giving up some picks definitely will help out the New Orleans Pelicans. They got Zion Williamson, they got Brandon Ingram they can build around. So to give them some of our resources, to get somebody like Naji to come off our bench, I'm here for it. Overall, before I break down the third player that Bleacher Report thinks the Celtics should trade for, I want to hear from you guys. That's why we have this platform. I give you my opinion, show you the facts, and then you give me your opinion. So go ahead and comment down below. Name a trade target the C's should acquire. And I'm not talking about anything too fancy, just somebody to help them in that second rotation. Because could that be John Konchar with the Memphis Grizzlies? Now, he has been on the Boston Celtics target for a long time, pretty much since the beginning of the season. And why? Because he's got everything that the C's could need coming off the bench. Is he flashy on offense? No. But is he a pretty solid ball handler? He's all right. He's got about 4 points per game, 1.5 assists per game, 38% from the field, which is not good at all. And then he got 32% from the three-point line. I'm not going to get him for the offense. I'm getting him for the defense in this point. Although, I have liked how Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard's defense has really stepped up. So, in my opinion, if I'm going to get John Konchar, I'm definitely going to get him last. I think he is definitely improving, considering he did just recently notch his first double-double of the year. And you got to cut him a little bit of slack because I understand the Memphis Grizzlies are 13th in the Western Conference right now, and they're just not doing well with all the injuries. So John Konchar, of course, is in kind of a bad situation in Memphis' team. So I think he is improving, and he could come off the bench to provide some defensive minutes. But overall, you're going to get kind of the same pick and trade for Naji Marshall. Once again, being that he is a low cost, you can offer some draft picks. You can offer some trade player exceptions. These are just some very low-risk guys that can prevent the bench from getting worn out. It can help the starters when they need some rest because Joe Mazzulla has been doing that as well. And I think somebody like John Konchar really kind of fits the mold as to what the Boston Celtics will need on the court and off the court. But like I said, it's not just me here on this show. I need you guys to answer this big question here for me. If you think Cedi should come to the Boston Celtics, type SAS for San Antonio Spurs. For Naji Marshall, type NOP for the Pelicans. And for Konchar, go ahead and type MEM for the Memphis Grizzlies. Overall, I'm not overwhelmed by these three guys, and I shouldn't be. The Boston Celtics have 6 starters. However, none of these guys are going to push the needle, but it does help in the long run, especially when it comes to playoff minutes. And I think if somebody can come in and start averaging 18 to 20 minutes per game, can pick up some, defensive cleaning the glass here and there, and can definitely add about 5 points per game to maybe 10 points per game a night, I'll take that. And that's what Brad Stevens is looking for, especially at the wing. Overall, if anything does happen, hit that subscribe button. I want to tell you guys about it. I want to tell you guys about it first. So all you guys have to do is hit that sub button for me.